welcome back to the Sunday special episode of the U Up Podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. How are you? What's going on? What's the haps?
I'm good. Things are good. It's September 24th.
We wanted to extend Plug City into this episode.
Yes.
From last episode, we talked about Analog being, Mace.
Yes.
And then we were all discussing in between tapings how that whole street is just
great for dates.
great for dates.
And the street is 8th Street.
8th Street.
Date Street.
Date Street.
And if you don't live in New York, then I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is
for this conversation and last week's conversation and many other conversations.
Right. We want to let people know this is a great spot you could get for your dating needs. What did you call it? Date Row.
Date Row, yes.
Yeah, I like that.
When I used to live in Murray Hill, there was Froyo Row.
Froyo Row.
Yes, there were like.
I like saying that.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good alliteration, and you'd see all the Murray Hill girls there on Sunday evenings. It was like Tasty Delight and Pinkberry. It was like all the different Froyo spots.
And then there was like the Pinkberry like copies that came up during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
all the I forgot what they were called. There were so many of them.
So many.
Red Mango.
Red Mango. That place stuck around for longer than I thought it would.
Is that still around?
Can you still get a $40 tart?
Red Mango. Yeah.
It's still there. Well, again, this trip to Plug City was brought to you by the U Up Podcast because we're looking out for you. We want to make sure you have good date spots. We want to make you have easy options.
Yeah. We want to make sure you don't wind up at some dessert bar.
Like a loser.
On a wait list.
What else is going on?
What else is going on? I got Oversharing. Check it out.
Yep.
Are you? Have you picked out your Halloween costume yet? It's almost rounding out that time of the year.
We're coming to that time. Well, the big reveal will be here on this podcast.
That's true. We're going to dress up again, just like we did last year.
As we do. So get on the YouTube page to make sure you can see that.
And check out last year's one. That was a funny episode. You were
a horse.
You were a horse, and
and you were the Monopoly.
I was the Monopoly man.
Yeah. Didn't we have a guest?
We had like
randomly.
I think we had Delaney Rowe.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was on. She didn't dress up.
No, we forgot to tell her. We probably should have told her.
I think we did tell her. She maybe brought like cat ears or something.
Yes.
I don't remember.
We gave her cat ears.
Oh, that was it. She didn't go as hard as us.
No. Well, she didn't know. I don't think she knew. In her defense. I don't think.
True.
Oh, we're dressing up. Here's my cat ears. But we really went for it. I'm planning on going for it again.
So am I. When is Halloween Halloween's on a Tuesday this year. That's not the best.
Tuesday Halloween.
That sucks.
Why do we do this?
Like you said, I think we had a petition. Was it last year to make it like just the last Saturday of October?
Just do it. What do we?
What's this for?
What do we do for the covens? Is that what they're called?
Well, now I'm a witch.
The witch people? I don't know. Who are you? Why are we held to this?
I don't know.
Puritanical society.
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Wednesday is worse.
Skip it.
Wednesday is worse, but Tuesday is not great either.
I think Tuesday is the worst day it could ever be.
Really? Why?
Wednesday, at least it's like we're all going out Wednesday night. Fuck the rest of the week. Thursday's going to be a drag, and Saturday, Friday. We're we're over hump day,
Okay.
like Tuesday is like
beginning of right.
What week do we do it?
And if it was Monday, it's like so obvious that it's just before. Tuesday is a little
Tuesday.
annoying.
End it. Skip the holiday.
It's over.
We'll do it again next year.
We're not dressing up.
Yeah, I hate it. Super Bowl Sunday should be on a Saturday, and
that's also a good point.
It's insanity that the Super Bowl's on a Sunday.
You know what's insanity? How many fall sports nights there are. I think
I'm so
that's
happy.
insanity.
I've never been happier in my entire life.
It's fucking crazy. Mike's like, oh, it's Saturday's college football.
Yeah.
Sunday's regular football.
Right.
Monday they added another Monday
Night
football.
football.
Thursday's football. I'm like,
Thursday.
What the fuck is going on? It's like The Bachelor. It's just on all the time.
I've never been happier. This is the time of year I thrive.
Why do men get so happy about this time of year? I don't think I understand the mindset because it's like I just don't. It's just what is it?
Here's the thing. There's a distraction that takes your mind off of your own life.
So it's like Vanderpump Rules.
Right. And it's live. So here's the thing that we lose with streaming is we lose and 37 is Single is streaming now on Netflix. just as a reminder, you can watch it any night of the week that you don't want to watch football.
Every night of the week.
I love cable TV because I like knowing what day of the week it is. I like knowing where I am in the country and in the world.
Okay.
I think we lose something with local commercials are going away. I've had this rant here before. Like,
yeah, Grandpa.
Bernie
tell
and
us about it.
Phil's quality, comfort, and price. That's nice. Like, someone heard that just now, and I just unlocked a door in their memory, and we're losing that. We lose the community of local TV and local commercials. We lose the what time of day it is, and football
Sound
when
like
it's
Archie Bunker.
that's right. Wham pow. Back in my day. Well, now football kind of brings you back to this constant. I know what night of the week it is. I know where I am on the planet.
And it's been the same since your youth. Is that like
yeah.
a part of it?
And it's my team that I can cheer on. I can put all my insecurities onto the team and not myself.
Okay.
And I can just ooze into that. I don't know. They say male friendships, this guy, Gabe Malika, is a comic, very funny. He had a one-man show about male friendships, and he referenced something about how like men, like the way they hang out is shoulder to
Side
shoulder.
side,
yeah. And
not
I was
face
like,
to face.
not face to face. A game is a great way to hang out with male friends.
So you don't have to be vulnerable and look each other in the eyes.
Don't have to look at one of their ugly faces. And I can just look at the game and go, how you been? As I watch the game, the social activity of it is really the warming part. And again, as a comedian who goes on the road from time to time, it's nice to just have that
Constant.
on. Yeah. Like I
Feels like home.
it does. It's good background noise. It really, every fall when the football season starts, it is as if I'm in a cold room and I'm huddling under a nice comforter. That's how comforted I feel.
I just think it's like the whole weekend. Don't you get a little tired of it by Thursday night football? You're like, again?
I'm never tired
No?
of it. I really love football. Like I grew up on football.
Yeah, no, Mike is very similar. I'm just kind of like, this seems like excessive.
I also like the community of it. Like I remember like
And I'm
growing
not from
up,
a sports family, so maybe
Right.
that's also part of it.
I mean, the sports season is like the makeup of the family dynamic to me. Like
For your house.
for my,
yeah.
and I'm sure Mike is the same way, where it's
Right.
like, Sunday was like, oh, we're gonna eat like bad food and enjoy and watch sports.
Your mom watched the sports?
She'd be there in the background.
Okay.
She'd be flying around somewhere.
Right.
But it was this idea that like you weren't asked to do anything. The game's on.
Right.
There's nothing to do.
Okay.
You just have to sit and veg.
That's why you love Thanksgiving.
That's why I love Thanksgiving. That's why I love football. That's why I love. Yeah, I think that's where it comes from.
Are you an all-American bro?
That's me, Jared Freed. Netflix's Jared Freed, All-American Bro.
There's your third special title.
There it is, All-American Bro. AAB.
Love it.
AB.
Said like an all-American bro.
That's right.
Did you ever watch, by the way, did you ever finish Sex and Just Like That?
No,
ask you.
I gave up on it.
It got so much worse that
It got
I feel
worse.
like we need to talk about it.
I heard, people didn't like that we talked about it on the benefits episode, right?
They want it talked about on a real episode because they're
Oh.
apparently
cheapos.
they want us to like tear our hearts out on the benefits episode. So.
Right. Oh, they don't like that we took a week off from bearing our souls.
Yeah.
I
want the
didn't
good
read
stuff.
the
The tears.
the heartbreak.
pain.
Yeah, the insecurities. I gave up. I don't know where I gave up, but I did enjoy. I think football came in, and I was like, I don't got the time.
Right. No, I get that. But the ending, you will have so much material to make. I mean, it's also been over for like a month, so I feel like we might have missed the boat. But I need to talk about it with someone. It's so bad.
Okay, I'll go back and watch. I have homework that'll be what I'll do tonight.
I think even if you live streamed that, you would, even if though it's been over for a few weeks, I think you would still get a lot of traction.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it go back
ridiculous.
to Che and
Che's in it again. Steve's in it again. Aiden, have you seen where Aiden's
so
in it?
that was where I ended, where Aiden was wearing the kimono gi.
Yeah.
Whatever he was wearing. What was he wearing?
Some
the
absurd
coat.
jacket that got
Was that
roasted
his choice?
No, it's very unclear because he just got insane, but he just gets worse and worse just as a character, like so cringy. He's almost worse than Che, I have to say.
That's a tough pill to. That's tough to do.
He's gotten to me potentially worse than when
What
Che.
was bad about him? I mean, like
He's just such a. I don't How do you describe him, Candace? He's just like, ugh.
So he comes back with the
it's
idea.
a
and
massive spoiler if she tells you why she's mad.
Okay, so
I'm
don't-
mad all over again.
Right.
Don't tell me.
You're mad, but you're also like, this is so stupid. Right?
Yeah, I want to scream. That's
I'm gonna go
Scream
back
for
and watch.
us.
I'll
Scream
go
for
back
us.
and watch it.
It's what is it? It's Tuesday. There's no football on tonight.
Right.
No,
No,
it's
no,
Wednesday.
tonight-
It's Wednesday. There's no football.
Tonight's the night I can watch it. I will say I did. They met at the wrong restaurant, and that's where I left off.
Yes, and her phone died.
And her phone died, and then the restaurant was like, "We've been here since 1942." Like it was like weird. I
Right.
don't know. Then they have
The fact that they were at the wrong restaurant was stupid. That didn't make any like. Why did that
it didn't
help the
add
plot?
to the
Right.
Carrie is just so horrible.
Yeah.
It's just like that character.
I guess she and Aiden deserve each other, but they're horrible in incompatible ways, so it doesn't even make sense to me.
It missed Samantha.
She has a small
I heard.
little cameo.
Well, that we knew going into
Actually,
the season.
when I saw her on that cameo, that was the highlight of the episode, even though she didn't really even say anything. I thought it was great. And you
Right.
can kind of tell that they weren't actually speaking to each other.
Of
It's kinda
course.
funny.
Well, that's the thing about her is she really hates everyone.
Yeah, but you couldn't tell. She's a good actress. You couldn't tell on the.
But I'm saying like there's a lot of like pride in Kim Cattrall in the way she's operating.
Because
They're
the
like-
show is so bad. If the show was good, you'd be like, she's an idiot. Why wouldn't she come back to this?
Right.
But
Now she looks
because
smart.
The show is so bad. She's like, oh, she left when like the show was good.
Well, it is just funny to me that there's a lot of like women that are like proud of Kim Cattrall. Like, yeah. Like their whole thing is like, yeah, don't go back to people you hate. Don't fix your relationships.
Hold a grudge.
Hold a grudge. Yeah, they're
Right,
like
yeah.
team hold a grudge. It's
Yeah.
just a weird thing to be like, right, women?
Yeah.
Like it's a weird feminist movement of never bury the hatchet.
No, totally. Although I don't know exactly what Sarah Jessica Parker did.
We don't know. We don't know. But
I'd love to know.
we would
She-
all love to know.
Wouldn't if
Maybe
she
she'll come on.
Maybe she'll write a book. Oh yeah, Kim Cattrall. If you want to come on,
Talk about it.
talk about it, even though you don't want to talk about it. This is the place for you.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we wanted to mention that Love Is Blind season 5 is coming out on next week, it's already out at this
I
point.
got so much work to do. So much watch. Football, Love Is Blind, The Golden Bachelor.
I know. Well, here's the thing. None of these things are as exciting as you sounded about football. But
Golden Bachelor, I'm very excited about. Like I know they're sponsoring but I mean, people know that I watched The Bachelor.
no, I'm excited.
famously.
I'm excited for the Golden Bachelor too. But there's a little more unknown in that compared to like my regular shows. Like I don't know when like you saw this like Summer House scandal. Like I do feel like that reality TV is women's sports.
Mhm.
Just in that you said like you sort of like is a mirror for your insecurities.
Mhm.
It's something to bond over. You get to like have a really dramatic, insane life, but it's not actually happening to you.
Right. No, I get that.
You know?
And also all these shows, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. They saw the Vanderpump success.
Yes.
And I think they're more willing to air that type of stuff now.
Whereas you
Because-
think before it was like,
Well, Scandival was so bad.
mhm.
Again, there were heroes and villains and all those things, and people were so into it, and they're all making so much more money now. Like
Yeah.
the
I mean,
rate
that's
for
what's-
pasta guy, who's the pasta guy? It's not about the pasta. James Kennedy.
Yeah.
I heard his rate went from like doing DJing for like you might be able to look it up.
I heard it was like $50,000 a night or something.
It's gone up to a
More than that.
six figures.
No way.
I've heard that it's gone up like
Wow.
in that type of way. So like the
And
money
he's like
is
the
the
most
money.
despicable person on TV.
There we go. So like, so the money speaks for itself. Follow the money. So I think you're
Well,
seeing it with Carl.
Yeah,
Carl doing this very publicly
that's true. He broke up with her on air.
on air. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he would have done that pre-Scandival.
I mean, here's the thing. Once you're in this world, you are sort of locked in this world. Because what are you going to go back and get a regular job?
That's
not
I
happening.
mean, look how people reacted to Denise's boyfriend from the Cosby Show working at Trader Joe's.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Do you remember that? Sandra's boyfriend. It was Sandra's boyfriend. Memorable character. Who they?
What was the character's name?
It was Alvin, like the oldest
Yes.
sister's
Oh, okay.
husband.
Okay.
And he was like a major character on the show, and he's working at Trader Joe's, and it became this like big internet thing of like, whoa, what happened? And he was like, I'm fine. Like I
Right.
like working
Plus, that
here.
show
Like
was a long time ago.
But
too.
I'm
Yeah.
saying these reality people, I don't think they're gonna opt for like, again, as you said, like a day job thing. Like I don't think they have it in them.
At this point, when you've just been paid to post like athletic greens,
Right.
like by doing nothing,
And if you
why
didn't
would
save
you?
or like turn it into something else, like I just went and visited with Ashley I and Jared.
Oh yeah, you said they got a coffee shop.
It's
right?
great. It's a
Yeah.
great coffee shop. It's in a beautiful part of town. They're like, they had great food. I was like happy for them. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm sure they're gonna do more TV stuff.
Right.
But you know, how do
You
you
need to back up a little bit just in case, you're not the new hot thing.
diversify the portfolio?
Or if you don't feel like after a certain point, if you don't feel like having to cheat on your fiance in order to get, paid. Like
Right, you don't want to have to do that.
right. Hopefully.
That's
Right.
I don't know the Carl story. I don't know the Summer House story, but it seems as though this is like a grasp at something where it could have been done behind closed
Right.
doors.
It seems like the way it was done, like bringing the cameras back, just the idea of bringing a camera back to call off your wedding does. And again, I don't know how much truth there is. And this is what I've seen online is that's what people are saying, that he brought the cameras back to end it on camera is sort of like, does seem like we're going to a new level of low in reality television, which is great for me as a viewer.
Sure.
But
Well, to make it more real,
Yeah.
like if you look at like when you break up with someone, everyone's got a pulpit. Everyone's got 200 followers that they're looking at, and they're looking at you, and no one cares, but everyone looks.
right.
And-
That's a good, I mean, we should put that on a shirt. No one cares, but everyone looks.
That right, and that weighs on you.
Yeah.
Like it weighs on you to have like this group of people that are like, oh, they broke up. Oh, what's gonna happen? Then you have to like feel like you gotta like archive photos and do all these things. It's
You
like
need to
how
do your own damage control, even though,
Right.
again, like you said, no one cares, but everyone's looking.
how hard do you take care of that? How much do you work on that with the person you're breaking up with? Like to respect like this public thing that's
Right.
going to happen after a breakup. Like look at the other side of the spectrum, Caitlin Bristow and Jason Tardik.
Also
Who broke up.
That was like so clean and boring.
Business. They did it
Well-oiled machine.
absolutely. They had a joint statement. The breakup probably happened months before.
Yeah. I mean, look at the it's very in contrast to not that they're at the same level, the Joe Jonas, Sophie Turner.
Right. Well, not again to apologize for the levels. It's all the same.
Right. I mean, we could say it's the same for any normal people on the street. Yeah.
Totally.
Right.
And that stuff like affects you. Like when you invite
Because
the
you could, if you wanted to milk it, you could make more money. You could get
Right.
more followers. Someone who's messy online gets a lot more followers.
look at Carl. This is what I'm talking.
Yeah.
This is the point. Is like you have to really want. You have to ask for something that isn't fun.
Right.
If you make this a public thing, when you say bring in the cameras, you go, okay, you have to take the good and the bad, the followers and the like.
Selling your soul a little
Right.
bit.
And
Yeah.
hearing back from commenters and hearing that you're evil and who would do such a thing and all those things.
Right.
You go, what's that worth to you? What's the money worth? Like, and again, like Instagram ads have gone down, TikTok goes up. TikTok drama sells
Right.
more than, other things on there.
Got to comment on that breakup.
It's all connected.
Yeah. It's a weird world we're living in. Weird shift.
Right. Right. I mean, look at us. We're talking about it now, but it does have to do with dating and relationships.
No, it's true. I think it totally does. I
Right.
mean, even like there has to be a winner and a loser in some ways. Like it's usually not the case, and I think the Jason Tardik, Caitlin Bristow one is a rare example of I don't have a feeling of one person did one thing to anyone.
And that was by design.
Yes,
I think they wanted it that way.
But I said that I'm saying they did a very impressive job of that, because usually in a breakup there's a winner, there's like a villain and a victim.
Also by design. I do believe that. Like, you both have to make a choice to, we fight this out, or do we make sure that,
Right. And it's hard because you have to imagine that no breakup is fully free from any contentiousness. Even the
Of
best breakups, there's
Mhm.
clearly some sort of hard feeling.
Right. And then you go, okay, what is, again, for these reality people, I think what they do is they go, I have hard feelings. And they
Yes.
both, there's hard feelings there. And then they
Yeah.
go, okay, how do we want to go through this business wise?
Right.
And I think in the Jason Caitlin one was like the most interesting to me because it's like you could kind of tell, and I've been on both of their podcasts, but I don't know them. You could kind of tell they were like, it's best for business for both of us to go through this.
And also, this is not what we want to
Kindly.
be known for.
Right. I got a business, Caitlin has a business, a wine company, her own podcast.
Right.
Jason kind of does the business of the business
Right.
podcast.
He's not trying to
Be breakup
brand
guy.
himself that way as messy breakup guy.
Right. He sees more money in being business podcast guy than breakup guy.
Honestly, though, that's why some people also stay together
Right.
if the branding works for them.
Right.
I think you can make money off of the breakup, or you can make money off of the perfect family.
I mean, we see that a lot online too. Like, staying together, for the brand.
Yeah, I wonder, like Tom and Giselle, I wonder how long it was bad for, but they stayed together for the brand.
Fair. I mean, but I wasn't following Tom for Giselle.
Like that's why I was following Tom.
Let's get in the email.
Let's do it. Okay, jump right in.
Let's jump right in, as we do.
Okay. Hi J&J, longtime listener. Watch the Netflix special. Congratulations to you both. Going to get right into it. Thank you. Nearly a month ago, I, 31 female, went on a first date with a guy, 31 male, matched on the app, and we hit it off immediately. For context, I've been mostly single for the last 3 years while he got out of a long-term thing about 5 months ago. We proceeded to have 5 great and pretty lengthy dates over a period of 2 weeks and even had conversations about how oddly comfortable and natural things felt between us. I had a weekend getaway booked for the following weekend and was treating myself to a beautiful spa resort. I impulsively told him he should come, and he immediately said yes. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
We proceeded to spend 4 straight days together, which included drinks, dinners, golfing, poolside hangs, hikes, and a ton of sex. Throughout the weekend, he would comment how this should feel weird, but it doesn't, how much he's enjoying his time, etc., and I completely agree. To spend 4 days away together after knowing each other for 3 weeks was insane, but everything felt great. We're aligned on almost everything, have similar values, but also just have a lot of fun together. On to my questions. 1. Is it possible this is just a rebound for him and he's so used to playing the boyfriend role that he was able to seamlessly jump into it? How could I make that determination? 2. I have a solo 3-week Europe trip planned for October, and my mind is going to a place where I want to tell him to come, but I know it would be ridiculous to plan something that far out with somebody I haven't even known for a month. But it also just feels right. Would it be insane to bring this up? If somehow you guys don't think I'm crazy, when and how would be the right approach? Thanks, a hasty batch. So she wrote this recently, right? So she's talking about this October coming up? A month old? Okay. Okay, so this is from August. So she's
Yeah.
saying,
October
sorry, we're late.
Hopefully they're still dating.
Yeah. So it from August to October, can she invite him to this thing?
I
It's too much. Well, let's backtrack. Let's
backtrack
Let's
a little
backtrack.
bit
Sorry.
because is it possible for this
Yes,
to be a
let's
rebound
start with
for him?
question 1.
What do you think of this? I think she's like this whole like this is crazy. I think she's got to like stop doing that to herself.
Yeah.
You're being a little
This
hard on
isn't-
yourself.
This isn't that crazy to me.
You're two 31-year-olds. You know what you
Right.
like, you know what you don't
They
like,
hit it
and
off.
you're enjoying each other's
Yeah.
company. What's the big deal?
They hit it off. I would just, if I were her, I would try to not like say it's something that you don't know what it is yet. Just say exactly what the facts are. We met each other. We hit it off. We're having a really great time. We haven't been seeing each other that long, so I don't. Even though I've spent 4 days with him, I don't really know him yet fully.
Yeah.
But we're getting to know each other, and so far we like what we see.
That's the most normal thing in the world. And I think her heightening it so much is like she's almost like giving excuses before he can give them.
Well, she doesn't trust it. She's like, oh, like, is this like so fast that it's going to burn out immediately?
And so what if it does?
Well, she might.
Right. Like let's live in that for a second.
Right.
You had a great 3 weeks. You guys go to the spa. You fucking have a great time. And then suddenly he's like, hey, this is too much for me. This isn't the match for me. You go, okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Sucks. But
Right.
I think this whole idea of like getting ahead, like the way she's trying to get ahead is like,
She's trying to protect herself.
I get it. And the thing is, you're already past the point of protection.
Right.
You're already going to be hurt if this ends.
Yeah.
So I think the way you just explained it,
Mhm.
like that's the way I think she's got to like start, the self-talk needs to change.
Right.
Like-
Yeah, I think
like-
she doesn't have to say like if this doesn't end in us getting married, then it was like then I did something wrong or we went too fast. It's kind of like you're having a great time. You both really clearly really like each other. It's like a go from you both, but that doesn't mean that it's going to continue that way, but it also doesn't mean that it's not.
Right.
So all you can do is just kind of like observe and see and not judge it, which is hard to do. I get it. You're kind of like, whoa, you're in your head, especially if you've been dating a while. I could see where she's like, oh, like this feels so different. Like this could be it.
Right.
And like you're letting your mind go there. I think it's natural to kind of like do that and then feel scared that you did that.
Totally. I agree with you 100%. Like there's no idea of like, she's crazy for being scared.
Right.
You know, it's funny that she brings up, well, he's 5 months out of a relationship. Could he just be this acting like a boyfriend because he's used to being a boyfriend? If that's, yeah, maybe that's
be.
it. Who cares?
Right.
If you get married because of that, like there's an element of like, oh, I got used to that lifestyle. I like it. Now you
yeah.
came along and we're a good match and I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
You know,
he likes
like,
being in a relationship.
Right. And
Right.
then, and again, and if it ends and he says, well,
I just got out of this relationship.
that's revisionist history.
I agree because 5 months is not 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. I agree with that. And it's also like, that's the reason you have to give. I mean, not to bring up the special in Plug City, but like, I talk about this on the special.
Yeah.
The idea of like, you always are put to task with, give me a good reason this is ending. And if you're asked for a reason, you'll search for it. You'll go, okay, I got to say something. So when you go, well, it's only been 5 months and I feel like I got back into a relationship. He's only going to say that because he's put to task to say that.
right.
It's not because you
Yeah.
guys made mistakes of like having fun together.
No, totally. And I understand her urge to find meaning in everything. And I would do the same thing as someone who's like, would be analyzing every part of this. And it's so much easier advice to give than to take, to be like, just enjoy it and see where it goes. And maybe this is the one, but like, maybe you're just having fun. Like, it's so much harder to do that in the moment when she's probably like, I like want to know that I want to like confirmation that this is like on forever. Or something.
Well, you're never gonna have God. Yeah, I mean, the confirmation to me is like, he's like, yeah, I'm feeling the same thing you're feeling,
Yeah.
and we move on and we
enjoy
keep going.
that. Yeah.
And we enjoy now to the trip. If it's August and you're like, I have this thing coming in October, in my mind, if you can make a you're going for 3 weeks to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's think reasonably about an unreasonable thing. Reasonably, you're going. Okay. He could jump into that at any time.
Right.
There's
He doesn't have to come for the whole thing.
He doesn't have to come for the whole thing. He could also like, I think you stating I have a 3-week trip coming out of October, and him knowing that, like, that option can be that option when that time comes.
Yeah. I don't think you like. I agree. I think if she wanted to like throw out, if you want to come, like that would be really fun. I think if you do that in a casual way, that's
Right.
not like I formally invite you to like spend.
Here's the
You know.
problem with that. And the only thing sometimes
one-
that becomes the whole relationship at that point.
Is what?
Is it'd be fun if you came. And then he goes, you know what? It would be fun if I came. And then you go, well, when would you come? And now you're spending all this time talking about this like future trip and instead of just like enjoying each other's company until you get to that
So
trip.
when's the proper time to say do you want to come?
I think letting him know I have this trip. I think he's an adult enough to go, you know what? I was looking at the trip.
Do you invite himself on the trip?
I don't think invite himself. I think sharing with him the itinerary, what you're excited for, what you plan on doing, is enough of a conversation starter to get him be like, oh, I would love to go here. Or I don't know. I think that can happen more naturally than like, can you give me an answer for this trip?
I don't think she even needs an answer though. She's going on. This is sort of the perfect scenario, actually. I think where she's like, I'm going on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Not like going. I'm not waiting for an answer for you because I'm already going on this trip.
Right.
Do you want to come?
Mm.
Like in a way that's again not like we need to plan the trip. It's more like, oh, I'm going to all these places. Like, do you want to meet me for one?
Mm-hmm.
I think you would do that.
I probably would.
I think you would 100% if you were seeing someone, you had a trip coming up. I think you would say like, I'm going to this city. Like, why don't we go?
Right. I guess I'm putting
Just
it
like
in
with Miami Girl. It meant so much.
Apparently, that's the thing I'm kind of guarding against. I'm
Okay.
guarding her now in the way she was guarding herself. If you're sitting there telling me I'm worried about that he's on the rebound and my heart getting broken, and also, can I invite him on this trip? It has to be just this fun thing.
I agree, but I still think she can do it, even if it is just the fun thing. You're saying you could handle it being a fun thing. She can't handle it being a fun
That's
thing.
exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying she doesn't sound like the way she's, again, like two things can be true at the same time. You can be having a blast with this person and want the party to keep going while getting to know each other and offer this trip and say, hey, I'm going. If you want to join for any legs of the trip, that would be a lot of fun too. Ball in your court.
So let's say you had the same situation. You hit it off 3 weeks. You spend 4 days together, or whatever it is. Someone says they've been talking about their trip. Other way, if you wanted to come for a leg, that would be so fun.
I guess right now, if I was like the way I would want to play it,
Mm-hmm. I'll let you know closer.
it would we'd have to get closer.
Okay.
And the way I would want to do it, if I'm of not being in it, having to hear someone be disappointed with my answer, like, because the big thing with like the thing
You
that's
don't want to lose the momentum.
right,
Yeah.
the thing about the thing that's getting kicked off and fun and feels right away is like you just want the ball to be kept in the air.
Right.
You just want the fun to keep going. You don't want the match to go out. So you're like, there is an element of like, so are you coming? And you go, I don't know. Where you're like, you're the now ruining this dance that you guys are doing. So
You want it to be able to be more spontaneous.
exactly.
Okay.
If I was in his shoes, I would want the spontaneity to continue. Considering that this is a spontaneous thing, the Europe thing. Like, and again, in October, you two, if you keep this ball in the air, is different than you are in September.
Right. Well, yeah, you're in a
That-
totally different phase of your relationship.
Right,
potentially,
like-
because of the speed that it's moving.
Right. And things are going well. Then you go, hey, book the trip. Let's go.
Okay, I think you've convinced me.
No, I don't know. It's
How many
somewhere in the
weeks
middle.
before?
We're both like
How many
dancing.
weeks before are you suggesting?
2.
That's it. Okay, so the trip is October 1st, September 15th. By the way,
I got this trip
if you
coming up.
wanted to come,
Right.
that would be really fun. You could stay with me, just book a flight.
If you want to, here's how you say it: the hotels are made, the itinerary's done. You're free to take a look and join me for any leg of the tour. You know, whatever
Right.
her tour. You know,
Yeah, I think that's the way to put it. No pressure.
right? Because again, beware of trips and birthdays and global pandemics. If we remember that, I don't want to like, upset her. But if you're aware of the,
Well,
he
that's
might.
probably also another factor in her wanting him to come.
Right.
I don't want to slow the momentum.
Right. He might
Yeah.
go, well, that's the perfect 3 weeks to
cool this off.
Yeah, easy there, big fella.
Someone
Put a
spent
little.
too much time with American Pharaoh.
That's right. Me and American Pharaoh. Whoa, whoa, easy there. Whoa.
I'm just imagining inviting a guy on a trip with me to Europe, and then he does that.
Whoa. Ask me to go.
Do the
Yeah,
name,
ask
do
me to
the
go to
name.
Europe. Yeah.
Do you wanna? I've got this 3-week trip coming up. It'd be great if you joined for like, be so much fun.
Whoa, easy. Shh. Calm down, Jordana. Easy, girl. Come on. No, you're going to go on your trip. Come on. Easy, Jordana. Oh, I got hummus. Oh, it's upsetting now, but you'll understand later.
He can't react worse than that to the person who's writing in, to the hasty bitch.
Yeah, if he treats you like a horse, probably other issues that to confront.
Well,
but-
here's the thing: if you invite them 2 weeks before, honestly, they could also just not be able to go to Europe. That's like a normal thing for people to go to
Right.
do. I would just do it casually with the expectation of like, if they come, it's great. If not, who knows what it means, but who cares?
It's not even an invite. It's a option on the table.
Right.
I got these things planned. I'm going to these cities on these dates. If you can make it happen, I'll be there. Hotel booked. Hot tubs.
Yeah, that's a nice way to invite someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, if you can't do it, I'll totally understand. I'm excited to see when I'm back.
Right. And honestly, their reaction to that, I think, will give you a little bit of a sense of, not necessarily even if they go or they don't go,
Right.
but just the way they respond to being invited, I think will give you a little more information on how they see the momentum going forward.
If I was going really good with someone, my answer would be, the answer I would hope I would give would be like, that sounds amazing. Let me take a minute
Yeah,
to
let
go
me look
home.
at my calendar.
I'm going to go home and look at my calendar. I'm not going to do it in front of you. I
Right.
need to like think through this.
Yeah, if I could do it, I'll let you know.
If it makes,
Yeah.
And I think you have to give him that space because I would want that. I would want, let me go home on this.
Right.
Like, let me do this without your face breathing down my neck. So, are you coming to Berlin? You know, like, let me just do the math.
Right.
Talk
Remember,
to some friends.
you're going either way.
Right. There it is. I think we solved dating again.
We did it. Proud of us.
We did it. We solved reality TV dating. We solved dating.
The whole world. Yeah.
People, if you're out there,
Social media.
share this podcast with a friend. Let people know.
Put it on your story.
Put it on your
I
story.
just reposted a lovely story.
It was a
Do
nice
it.
story. People
Yeah.
liked it.
Get into it.
Please. And we'll be back next week.
Bye. The You Up podcast is produced by Jorge Morales Pico, Sean Kilby, and Candice Maniga. Editing by Jorge Morales Pico and Shannon Sassone. Social media by Candice Maniga. Guest booking by Ali Friedlander. Be sure to follow at u.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.